It was 1956, and my husband and I lived in an illegal suite on West 14th in Point Grey. We washed our dishes in the bathtub, and we cooked on a plug-in oven and burner in order to save my husband's salary. We lived on my salary, $2,700 per year. We had the plan to start a family. I would go to work by trolley bus. It stopped right in front of the Carnegie Central Library at Main and Hastings. The neighborhood was quieter then, but livened up in the winter when the lumberjacks came back from the forests. Some came to the library regularly to read the newspapers or magazines or books. Some were encountered lurching along Hastings Street tipsy, but greeting a lady with a sweeping bow to let her pass. There were lots of hotels, SROs. One was across the lane, which was our view from our basement staff room. We would sit at lunch hearing the rats rustling around in the stacks, and sometimes a suitcase would come flying through the air and land outside our window. Another moonlight flit. The Pender side of the block was quiet and orderly. I didn't realize it at the time, but the Chinese men who had come to work here hadn't been able to bring their families until the late 1940s because of the exclusion law. So, as older men, they were finally able to move their families here to join them. On the other side of Hastings, just a few of the Japanese families were starting to come back to the coast. Some children from the rest of the city were brought by their parents to research school projects. These were many of the families that came to use the library. Our regulars were mostly elderly men without families, many retired from lumbering. Some just sitting in the library dozing, but some were what we called good readers, and some we would miss and worry about if they didn't turn up. Many of them were Scandinavians who had come over as younger men to work in the forest or the fisheries. Carnegie was a nice location in some ways. In summer, we would take our lunch and walk to the North Vancouver ferry terminal and take the ferry across and then back, sitting on the deck with a cool breeze. I think it cost 10 cents for the ride. It was nice to be near Chinatown, and I remember a wonderful Japanese fish store that we shopped in on the way home. Carnegie in the 1950s was not considered in a central location anymore, and the building was in terrible condition. The spiral marble staircase was treacherous, and there was not enough space, so the new library was being built at Burrard and Robson. In 1958, I helped with the move to the new building. But the Burrard and Robson Library felt cavernous and sterile to me. I was really sorry to leave Carnegie. I was fond of it, and I missed it.